It's
Yeah,
every
I
day.
know. I love San Diego. The temperature variance goes like 10 degrees,
That's
it
about it.
goes from like 70 to 80, man. Oh, it's hot, it's 80, it's cold, it's 70. Yeah,
Yeah.
cool. Hey, welcome everybody. Good morning. Hey, Dana, Austin, what's happening? How you guys doing? Mario, what's up? How's it going? Cool. It's Friday. We're excited. Got a special guest, friend of mine. Hey, Mike, how you doing today?
Good, Tom. How are you?
Hey, good. Yeah, I'm super excited. We met a couple of years ago. And I mean, I was just online Googling marketing tips and hacks and state-of-the-art techniques. And I just ran across Mike. Mike, his handle is Mike the Marketing Dude. So it's like, who is this guy, man? That's pretty cocky, And so I looked it up and we hooked up and we became friends and, we worked together with Advocate and a lot of other things. So, hey, Mike, let's jump on in. So tell everyone a little bit about yourself.
Yeah. What's up, everybody? My name is Mike Cuevas, real estate marketing dude. I sold real estate for 17 years. Since 2002, I'm no longer selling. I did get relicensed and now I'm recruiting. I have a team, but I hate lead generation. I hate prospecting. I hate door knocking. I hate chasing after people. I hate selling shit, Tom. I can't stand it. I don't like that. Salesman doesn't mean I was bad at sales. Doesn't mean I wasn't made for real estate. And over the last, I don't know, I could call it 2 decades now, I've seen a couple different shifts. I've been involved in 2 different shifts. And what Tom asked me to talk to you guys about is what the hell do we do in a shift today? And I've been here before. So I don't know how many of you guys, by show of hands really quick, have actually been through a shift. How many of you guys were around in 07, 08, 09, and 10? And one of the shifts, we just had one, but most people already forget. It's crazy with history. Our memories are so short-sighted because we had a shift. And I just want to rewind you guys back to March of 2020, right when COVID hit. That was a shift. If you recall at that time, what happened? Everyone was scared. I was scared. We didn't know what was going on. Like, this never happened before. They shut down the March Madness. I was like, what is going on? I didn't know if we were going to survive. I didn't know if we are going to be able to sell houses. I didn't know anything. But what I also do know is that the entire world was glued to social media at that time. And it was the real estate agents who doubled down on brand, who doubled down on content that all had the rock star years. The people who went MIA and said, no, I can't meet with people anymore. I can't door knock. I can't do this. And they went and disappeared and hid into a closet are now out of business or they're still struggling. And the thing I want you guys to get out of that last shift was, how loud were you? Because that's what it's going to take. The business has always been in front of us. It always is. And I've had 6 brokerages. I started a Exit Realty in Chicago. I had teams. I've had everything. I've been through it all. And there's only one thing that everyone can do. I found out consistently over that time. And I used to buy my agents leads. I used to do this. And why can some people, Tom, convert leads and others can't? Why can some people door knock and others can't? The only universal thing that every single one of you guys here on this call can do is reach out. The business is already right in front of you. It always has been. But we always, as people in real estate, tend to put our sales message or marketing message a lot of times in front of the wrong audiences. So what I want to do on this is we have about 20 minutes, Tom? Yeah. I'm going to just talk about 2 things.
5 minutes, yeah.
I'm talking about 2 things to get noticed in any shift or any market. And we're going to talk about 2 things. And the only reason why people decide to hire a real estate agent in the first place is because they help them solve a problem that they have, usually around their house. But 88% of people will use the first person they come into contact with. So you don't need to be the smartest agent. And all of you have someone in the Sacramento market, if you guys are on Sacramento or wherever you're at, that you despise. I want you to think about who that person is. Who's that agent in your market? You're like, how the hell is this dude doing more deals than me? This guy's a nincompoop. What the hell's wrong with this guy? I could do way more business than this guy can. He's a total douche. Why are they outselling you? Well, they have more attention than you do. That's it. There's no difference. That doesn't mean they're smarter than you. More people know what they do than know what you do. It's very simple. This is a giant popularity contest. You don't have to be a rocket science to get ahead in here. What you need to do is be a rocket science with your relationships and manage them and develop them. Because when a shift like this happens, you can no longer rely on lead generation tactics because the buying market has changed. The last shift in 07, I've seen guys, I had personal friends that would spend 50, 60, $100,000 a month on lead generation, get their ass kicked the minute it shifted, because you can no longer rely on those numbers. The only numbers you can always rely on in this business is that of the network and the database, because regardless of what the market does, people are going to move. And 88% of those people are going to hire the first person they come into contact with, of which tends to be, most times, the person that they think of first when they think of real estate. So my first question to you guys is how many people do you have in your Facebook friends? How many people are on your Instagram feeds? Because as long as you know or have 100 to 150 people, every single person in the industry can successfully succeed in this business, regardless of what market is. So first, I just want to prove a point. Even on this call right now, either in the next 6 months, go ahead and show raise of hands. Let's do a quick example. 10 to 15% of you guys right now on this call, you're all realtors, have either moved or are planning to move in the last 6 months or in the next 6. Go ahead and raise your hands. I guarantee you it's 10 to 15%. And we're realtors. 1, 2, keep going. Keep going. And Tom, do the math for me. We're looking for about 4 to 8 people here. Look, there's 3.
Okay, who's planning on moving?
And here's the funny thing is most don't know it. I just moved 3 weeks ago. I didn't know I was moving. I didn't know I was moving 4 weeks ago. Life happens, and that's what's going to happen. And especially in a recession, because here's what's going to happen in a recession, folks. Some people are going to be hurting. Okay. The cost of living has gone through the roof. Some people are going to lose their job. Some people are going to get sick. Some people are going to get married. Some people are going to have a kid. It doesn't matter. Life doesn't stop because the market's in a recession. But each time one of those life situations happens, what's going to happen is they're going to reach out to a realtor, whether it's going to be you or somebody else, or it's going to be that person that you despise. They're going to transact with somebody. So the business is always right in front of us. This is where business comes from. Everyone always asks me, Tom, hey, I want to get sellers. I want to get more listings. Dude, help me get more listings. We'll go hang out with a bunch of people who own houses and make sure they all know what you do. Very simple. Look at the numbers here, folks. All right. 39% of sellers were referred to their agent. 24% of sellers used their agent in the past. Yet, and you can go ahead and add all these other numbers up. I'll summarize them for you in a second. But look, all the buyers, 41% of buyers refer to their agent. 12% of buyers use their agent in the past. 50, 60%. I could add up all of these numbers. Here's what they say, though. In either case, 74% of business comes from people you know, used in the past, or you personally meet. So my question to everybody is what are you doing on a daily basis that constantly reminds everybody you know what the hell you do for a living? Because if not, you're that closet agent. You could trip over business. I just saw a stat said only 8% of realtors have done more than 4 houses this year. That's pathetic. You have to literally be asleep at the wheel. I could walk down the street and find 1 in 10, 1 in 15 people you come into conversation with, they're moving this year, whether you admit it or not. And we have to do better at just staying in front of those people. So every single month, people get cheated on by their realtors across the United States of America, by little cousin Billy, who just got their license, by Aunt Sue, the realtor, the dinosaur that's been doing it for 25 years. But why is that? It's because blood is thicker than water, and people will always choose a relationship over a stranger. And there's only 2 different ways that people decide they're going to hire their agent. In either case, it's because they feel like they know, like, and trust and love them. But 9 times out of 10, it's from someone they already know. So if we know this, what is our main job as agents? In a recession, I'm doubling down on brand. I'm doubling down on my database, because that's the low-hanging fruit, and that's the least cost-effective or the least expensive client you're ever going to generate. It is not their job, though, to remember what you do for a living. It is your job to constantly remind them. And if you think that everyone knows what you do for a living, we are all sadly mistaken. I like to think I know what I do for a living. Tom just said you're marketing, dude. It's real estate marketing, dude, Tom. See, like, me and Tom talk all the time.
Real estate marketing, dude.
See, this is what I mean is that people don't think about us because we're not that important. You know, when we make a post on Facebook, like, oh, everyone saw that. No, they didn't. Only about 10% of them did. See, like, but we have to constantly make noise. Now, by show of hands, how many people don't like selling their stuff, though? What do you do to stay in top of mind with people So you don't have to feel like you're always selling them something, because if you just talk about work all the time, your friends stop asking you to go out to dinner. Tom, if you just talked about work, you probably do, but with your wife, you probably talk about work all day. But what would you do if you just talked about work with your wife all day long?
Wouldn't last very long.
She'd be like, "This dude's boring. I'm getting a new husband, right?"
Right.
And you get cheated on. Well, we can't talk about work with our database only. We can't just send them just listed, just sold, real estate market updates either. How we communicate matters, but doesn't mean we have to communicate about real estate, but it also doesn't mean we stop communicating. And that's the problem in itself. How do you brand? How do you create a marketing plan to stay in front of the people you already know without having to hit them over the head with your lockbox and give them some sort of sales message? Because that's why most people don't create content, is because they feel like they have to sell something. You don't. You just need to remind people what you sell. And there's a major difference on that. I've yet to see anyone who's done video or content creation very consistently that it hasn't worked for. And the reason for that is because people are either going to like you or they're not. The only time this doesn't work is if people don't like you. And if people don't like you, you're in the wrong business. So what I'm really getting at is that everything you do with marketing your database is 100% mathematical. Nothing is based upon theory. But when you're marketing your database, it's not lead generation, it's branding, it's content creation. It's a constant reminder of your existence in a way that is very nonchalant. And every time you make a post on Facebook, or you send out a video email to your database, or you have a conversation, 10 to 15% of those conversations or views you generate, the receiving end of that, they're moving, whether you admit it or not. But 100% of them have a referral for you. The goal of creating content that reminds people what you do for a living is not to sell your stuff. It's to get them to refer you to others who need your services. And as a byproduct of that, they'll just so happen to hire you when they need your services. Is that making sense for anybody?
Yes.
Yeah, this is good stuff. Keep going, Mike. I love it.
So let's apply the math here, because this is what the gurus say, Tom. Hey, you're one more no away from your next yes. This is like the Michael Hellicksons of the world. Keep doing call. No, dude, I'm going to burn out. I can't stand that. But this is still based upon views, because content creation is based off engagement. And if people move every 6 to 9 years, this means that 10 to 15% of people that see your content or engage on your content on Facebook, on IG, and on LinkedIn, and wherever the hell else you're at, well, guess what? They're moving this year. But 100% of the people who see your stuff have the ability to refer you a minimum of one client. So do the math. If people move every 6 to 9 years, how much content do you have to create to start attracting business? It's a mathematical formula. It's not theory. So that's the thing that when people say, hey, what can I do right now during a recession? Well, you got to make a lot of noise, because your database wants to actually refer you business. We just feel like they don't want to. And the reason why most people won't go out there and create videos or create content or do any of this stuff is because they feel like it's going to be boring. They feel like they're annoying people and all of that. But content creation and creating content around your personal brand today is no longer optional. It's a necessity, because if you're not doing it, somebody else is. Tom, do a lot of your agents in your organization have issues and saying, oh, I don't think they're going to, I'm boring. I have a face made for radio.
100%.
I'm too fat. We're talking about getting on video right now.
Yeah.
I had a gal yesterday, super, that's what she's like. Oh, Mike, I'm going to look so stupid. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. So here's how you overcome this. First off, one, do you guys all believe you're the right person for the job to be hired for anything? Raise your hand if you do.
Come on, everybody's hand better be up, or get off the call and go get another job.
Because if you're not raising your hand right now, then yeah, you should hide, because as long as you believe you're the right person for the job, it becomes your obligation to let the world know about it. If not, you're shady, you're a dick. That's the mentality. I have no problem telling people that I can help them with their video marketing services and personal brand, because I know I'm the best person in the job to get hired to do it. You have to have that same confidence about your own. And when you do, you start attracting business, because you're never selling your stuff. You're just serving others who need your help. So most of this is so much in our heads, But back to this, is that people actually want to refer you business. And they're going to get referred no matter what. I mean, the numbers are the numbers. The question is it going to be you? I want you to think about the last time you referred someone anything in the world. And you're like, why do I refer people stuff? I'll go out to dinner and I'll see like myself, well, you know, when we go out to dinner, what do we talk about? Is this, where are we going to go eat next? Right? We talk about more restaurants and more food and more places to get fat at. But why do I always find myself referring people all these different places? Why do I care if they go visit them? Why do you refer someone a contractor? Go ahead. Someone who wants to be a test person right here. Aaron Person, I see you at the top of the screen here. I want you to go on Facebook right now and go ask for a plumber referral. Watch how many comments and referrals he's going to get right now, guys. He's going to get like 10 to 15. My question first is going to be like, why the hell does everyone have their plumber's cell phone number on a drop of a dime on Facebook right now? That's my first question. And if you don't think people have the same thing for a real estate agent, give me a break. But you have to become more referable. No one's going to do that for you except you.
Let me ask you something.
Shoot.
When you created a ton of value for somebody and they don't know or they can't feel how much value you've created for them, how do you help them know that so they actually like you more than they already like you?
Case studies, content creation. It's a really good question. How do you, he's basically saying like, I've done so much for somebody, but they don't really appreciate it. And it's almost like good examples. I used to pay for my clients a $400 attorney's fee every single closing, plus their home inspection, which would equate to $700 in the transaction. And you would think that was a nice gesture. The $40 bonsai closing gift was way more impactful than the $700 closing gift I gave them. I stopped paying the $700, kept that in my pocket, started buying everyone bonsai trees. It's the impact your brand makes that makes the difference. It's never a monetary value, which is why the experience that we have is everything. So first answer to that question is creating case studies out of the situations you've already done to sort of re-emphasize that point. But it is, I know exactly what you mean on that. And you have to just justify the value through a lot of different ways. In one of the biggest mistakes I see agents here in San Diego make, and I don't know if it's the same thing in Sacramento, San Diego agents are so lazy. I've never seen anything like it in my life. They won't even talk to the client after they go under contract. They see him at the closing. That's it, to collect the keys. They don't even stay in contact with the client. I'm like, dude, when you're selling a house, my goal is not to close the deal. It's to generate 3 or 4 transactions during the closing of that deal. So, but that, I mean, that's a very good question. So we wanted to break this up into 2, but I want to show you guys a graph of really what we're talking about here. And let me know if you could see this on the screen, everybody.
Yep, got it.
So this is a real estate agent's business model, essentially, or a lender or any business for that matter. And here's you guys right here, right? And really what we're talking about, there's 2 different ways we generate business. Is this fair to say, Tom? One, we chase it, we prospect it, we manufacture it. That's on the left side here. We're door knocking, we're running Facebook ads, we're prospecting, we're hosting open houses. This is straight up lead generation. Now, based on the numbers I just showed you, about 10 to 12% of transactions come from this side of business. And usually you're either really good at one of these things or you're not good at all. But whatever it is, that's lead generation. That's sales, right? Throw a bunch of shit at the wall and see what sticks. Now, on the right-hand side, though, this is attraction marketing and branding. And it's very rarely do I see anyone who's doing both. Very rarely. Now, this on the right column here is what every single person here can do. Every single one of you guys has a Rolodex of relationships because you have a Facebook friends. You have a cell phone. Go on your cell phone right now and tell me how many damn friends you have in there. 10 to 15% of those peeps are moving. 100% of them have a referral for you. The problem is the vast majority of them have no fucking idea you're in real estate. Sorry, excuse my French. We have to remind them, folks. So what I've always done is I copied what Bed Bath & Beyond does, and I'll tell it to you in a way that you guys will all understand, and I want you to apply that to your own real estate business. How many of you guys, by show of hands, have a bunch of 20% off coupons from Bed Bath & Beyond, Bye Bye Baby, or one of those stores? Okay, look at everyone raising their hands. How many of them are sitting in your coupon drawer? Why aren't you throwing them away? Do you guys even bring them to the store? No, you don't. You forgot you had them. You scan your coupon email for the same damn thing, and that's what you turn into the register. And no dude here has ever brought the coupon to the store. Be honest. Maybe some of you ladies have, but none of us dudes are actually bringing the damn coupons to the store. But every time I get to the store, I'm like, damn, I forgot my coupons. Here's why Bed Bath & Beyond is doing that. They generate more sales through marketing their past clients and their past customers than they do trying to acquire new ones. I don't cheat on Bed Bath & Beyond anymore because I don't really care. There's a million places I could go buy a towel, but the only one I ever think of is the one that's all over my business. Therefore, I just go there because it's easy. They are the only Bed Bath & Beyond place I think of because they branded it so well. That's why they continue to send me a direct mail piece once or twice a month that I continue to save and throw away. When you're marketing and branding, it's all about multiple channels to the same audience over time. So if you guys have 150
one more time, repeat that. Multiple channels, say that again.
multiple channels to the same audience over time, consistent communication. I love having 60 plus touch points to my database throughout the course of the year. And this is exactly how I do it. So direct mail. This is why direct mail still works. And if you guys are not farming your database of relationships, anyone you'd invite to a wedding, a funeral, or be pissed off to learn that one of these other people on this call sold them a house and not you, they deserve to go on that direct mail list. But I just want you to do the math on this. If you have 100, 150 people, 200 people, 75 people, whatever it is, 10 to 15% of them are moving. If you keep showing up on their postcard every single month and just uninterrupted, you just keep showing up. Eventually they're like, that's my real estate agent, or they start associating your brand as one, just like Bed Bath & Beyond does, because with direct mail, it's physical. It's the only channel out of these three I'm going to walk you through that actually will be tangible. They have to physically engage with it before they throw it in the trash or store it away in their coupon drawer. That's why it's so effective. From branding, that's great. You just physically engage with someone. You can't do that on email. You can't do that on social media. Plus, mailboxes are wide fucking open right now. I can't wait till I go get my mail.
Can I throw a quick story in here?
Shoot.
50 people once every 2 months, 12 million in sales.
Love it. That's all you need, man.
That is a real thing that happened. When I did it when I first started. I think I've spent, it's $200 times 6, so it's 1,200 a year for 7 years. 12 million in sales. Boom.
Love it.
So I'm going to triple down on that.
So everyone should farm their database. All right, that's simple. That's easy. Costs you like 99 cents a mailer. It's well worth it. You spend $12 on a person per year. If you're not willing to spend $12 on a relationship per year, you're not running a business. You're a salesperson chasing your next check. Number 2, email. Get rid of the market updates. Get rid of the turn back the clocks. The same reason none of us open those emails from our financial planners or our mortgage companies are the same reason why we shouldn't be sending them to our own databases in the first place. We use video email. You can use BombBomb. We have a software coming out next month that does all this for you. But regardless of what it is, start using video email and start nurturing those relationships and make these organic. Like create 1 to 2 small little videos a month and send them to your database. Your brand, it'll show that you're in real estate. It'll show your EXP or whatever brand you're with all around the video email. Therefore, you don't have to talk about real estate. You just need to remind them that you're in real estate. I used to just do holiday greetings. I used to wish people Valentine's Day. I used to tell them I love them. I would say this market is scary for Halloween. That's a good one this time of year. Thanksgiving, I would say thanks. Thanks for your referrals. I just literally followed the Hallmark greeting card strategy. And what I was doing was just nurturing and staying in touch with people. All we want to do is entertain. We don't need to sell. We just need to remind. If I were to do 2 video emails a month, I average a 40% open rate on those emails. And if my email list is 200 people, 300 people, whatever it is, doesn't matter. It's just numbers. 40% open, seeing you twice a month. Do that over time in combination with the direct mail. Now, when we go to social media, this is where video comes in and video email for this, but social, you got to create more content. Did you guys know when you post to your personal pages on Facebook right now, only about 15% of your friends see your stuff? That means you're missing 85% of your referral sources. There's algorithms you need to know about on social. Your personal page is where your database hangs out on, not your business page. Your business page will see less than a 5% reach. What's the point of posting them? There is none, unless you're going to run ads to the database. Everyone on here should easily be able to extract their entire cell phone list of people, upload that to Facebook, and literally farm them on social media. That's it. Because 10 to 15% of the people who see your content will be moving, 100% of them have referral for you. That's it. But if you're just posting on social and you're not doing it frequently or not running any ad spend behind it to your database, you're missing most of your referral sources. And that's why agents get cheated on every single day. So if I'm just to go ahead and do this, and who is on the call here? Tom. It's just mathematical, guys. 12 touches on direct mail, 24 touches on email. And then with social, be everywhere all the time. That's why I like creating video content. It's not about the videos you create. It's just a reminder. Every video you do, regardless of the content, will remind people you're in real estate.
And I love the fact that you said consistent reminder. You don't have to be great. You just have to be consistent. Yeah,
good point. It's never about the quality. I don't think you need like this super duper. This is why cat videos go viral, guys. You don't need some super duper high quality. You need to be authentic. That's it.
Cool. We got about 7 minutes, so let's roll.
Okay.
Awesome. Ton of value.
So that's just database. We're short on time, but I want to just focus on one thing. When we have a shift like this, double down on your database and your brand, because you don't know what the market's going to do yet. Okay. And until things stabilize out, the one thing that's always consistent and full of fruit is always the network, because they're still going to be moving. Now, I want to use this and segment it, because one way every agent is always consistent in business, at least obtaining clients, buyers, and sellers, regardless of market conditions, is to own their network or database. But the second way is to do something different. And that's what Tom has for you guys. How many of you guys, Tom, how many of them are in the owner advocate and understand the owner advocate? And just so I know what that.
Yeah, just a handful. Just a handful.
So if you're on this call, you guys have free access to our certification here. You guys could take this training. Tom has free access for you guys on this, but I want to just go over this because this is important, is that when you have a shift like this, there's two ways that people decide to pick their real estate agent. One is either through relationship, which I just showed you how to nurture and whatnot. Two is the other option is you got to have a unique selling proposition. This is the reason why a company like Redfin used to be Purple Bricks. They got their ass kicked back to England. Good, thank God. But it's the reason why a new company can come into a market without any brand and start transacting immediately, is because they're offering something no one else is. So ask yourself, what are you doing that's different that nobody else does? 99% of real estate agents offer the exact same thing. I'm going to put your listing on the MLS. I'm going to put a sign in the yard, and I'm just going to sit here and pray and wait for a buyer to come. Okay. Is that it? How many times, but when you come in and you have, hey, I don't really care which option you say. We have 5 different options to sell your house. We sort of let you decide which one it is. And here's how it works. Well, one, you could take an instant cash offer if you like. You could see if you like it. You could close in a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. It's totally up to you. 3, we have a buy and sell program. It's called a bridge loan, where we could go buy your next house in cash first. Then we could sell your old house and avoid all the showings and all that other stuff. We could do a fix and list. We could flip your own house. That's going to be big this year for you guys to pitch. Why do you think a fix and list program is going to be so big this year?
A lot of people's homes needs TLC.
Yeah. But in your market in SAC, you're already down 10%, if not more. In San Diego, we're going to go down to 20. We're going to go down 20. I've been calling it all freaking since it started, since May. We're going to go down 20%.
One thing, consumers, I'm hitting this a lot right now. Consumers and realtors really do not understand. The consumer is thinking, well, you know what? The market's tough, so I'm not going to spend any money on my house. And I say, I get right in their faces. Like, I tell you what, the market's tough. You need to do every single thing you can do to sell your house. And by the 100%. Way, here's what we're going to do. We're going to paint these cabinets. We're going to do this, the other thing. It's going to cost this. And it's still a tough sell.
Absolutely. Yep. It's a price war, and it's a bidding war and a beauty contest.
Yep.
Price
and
war, beauty contest.
Some people are going to want last year's prices that you can no longer retrieve. That's how I'm pitching it. Hey, well, we have a fix and list program. We'll come in and fix it up. But the point is that people just want options, and people don't care what you do. They remember how you do it. Each of you right now have the ability to go out there and do something different right now, because the truth is your competition is weeding away in a closet, scared shitless. In every shift, this happens. And those who are either going to be very loud or introduce something different are the ones who are going to have the opportunity to grow, brand, more importantly, generate attention and eyeballs. And when you do that, that's why these shifts are so exciting, because it allows the average agent to get out ahead. It allows the average person to break through the clutter, because someone's going to do it, whether it's going to be you or not. You guys have all the tools right in front of you with Tom, but I'm going all in on this because of the opportunity right in front of it. The only reason I got relicensed was to run owner advocate, to be honest with you guys. There's a tremendous opportunity for share and all of that. But at the end of the day, this is all attention based. Whether you offer this model or not, 90% of people will still end up in a regular listing, but it's the options that got you to have the conversation with them in the first place.
Mike, quick question.
Sure.
What's kind of your cadence of posting on Facebook on your personal page versus your business page?
You don't need to post on your business page unless you're going to put ad spend behind it. If not, you're just wasting your time. You're going to get less than a 5% organic reach on your business page to probably only a handful of likes that you have.
So on the personal page, what's kind of your cadence, posts per day, things like that?
Cadence is whatever you're going to commit to,
Okay.
So get rid of the just listed, just sold posts and start telling stories of the people you served instead.
So
You
I think
know,
you mentioned the goal is to entertain versus selling and pitching.
I love reels for that reason.
Yeah.
Right now, because the algorithms, like if you're going in the video right now, we're switching up our whole model, because long form videos, the algorithms are just sort of pushing them down, but the
Right.
short form videos, the algorithms are pushing them up. So there's a different use case for each. It just really depends on your strategy. But regardless of what type of content you create, just be consistent with it. If someone's going to create one video a month, then run ads for 29 days until your next video comes out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you don't have to create a lot of content, but you just want to make sure that it's spread out as much as possible. And with social today, you can do that on a drop of a dime, pennies on the dollar.
Well, hey, we've got about 5 more minutes. So Mike, appreciate, this is so awesome. And I love the fact that we have to be the advocate for the seller and bring them multiple options. And then also we have to, what I call MOFR, make an offer for instant response. We have to differentiate ourselves so people will reach out to us, because they're scared. They're freaked out. They're like a deer in the headlights right
Yes.
now in this market. But when we have, hey, we've got options. We can make you an instant cash offer. We have institutional buyers that'll buy your home. We have fix and list. We have buy now, sell later, sell now, buy later. I mean, we've got all of these options. So let me ask a couple of our team is doing great with this, and a couple of objections that we're getting, okay, we go out to the home and they say, okay, where's the instant offer? What, we just want an instant cash offer. Where do you go with that?
Great. Well, the reason why I'm here at the property is I have to report the condition so I can get you an accurate offer. If we rely just on a Zillow's estimate to do this, I'd probably get you an offer. But what if it was off $15,000? You're not going to like that. So my only job here is to make sure I can report the condition back to the buyer, and then I can generate the most accurate offer for you in about 24 to 48 hours from there.
That's pretty smooth. So what other objections do we have? Let's go rapid fire. Questions, objections about.
Objection on the instant offer. What percentage below market value are you seeing on these instant offers in general? And then, because then I can prepare before, if they're 20% below market, I can be like, well, the commission's less, or any number of things you don't have to do. It's easier, and you get what you pay for, and you get your money in 5 days instead of 90.
Sure. I think I'll better answer that by explaining all of them. Because so like I always do pros and cons of each. Right. So here's the instant cash offers. And here's the thing to Mr. Seller. You want instant cash, and not all of these. Like, remember, Open Door will pay like market value, if not more in some cases, for some of these different things. So it depends on the fund and the property, to be honest with you. So you don't know that instant cash offers aren't always under market value. But you do want to prepare the sellers that they will be. So here's how instant cash offers work. These are investor buyers. Okay. The reason why they're doing instant cash offers, you're going to sell as is. They're going to buy it and close on your timeline, and you're going to save half on commission. And in exchange for that, the offer is probably going to be a little bit less below market. So an instant cash offer is usually for people who need to sell the house fast. They might be seeing some other options or have some other unforeseen circumstances. They really need to resolve right away. Now, if you're looking to maximize the sales price of your house, my advice would be to either check out our fix and list, or you take it to full retail market. A fix and list program is going to be for somebody that isn't satisfied with the condition of their property today. And look, I'm not in charge of the condition of your property. I'm just a messenger. Don't shoot me. I'm just telling you how to get a higher price. And if you want to sell your $500,000 house for $600,000, I'm sorry, you got to get rid of the shag carpeting, the white appliances, the Formica countertops, and you got to give me a $500,000 house to sell. Now, this program will allow us to do the work for you, and then you could pay it at closing, and that might be an option to get there. But the trade-off is that's going to take 60 days, and if you have to sell fast, well, it's going to be hard to do that. Now, we do have a bridge loan solution. We could take a bridge, go buy your next house in cash, move into it in cash, and then we could go back to your old house and then fix that up so we can maximize the sales price. But in that case, you're going to pay a couple points on borrowing that money. And then if you want to check out like what the listing is, this will be just your traditional listing. And sometimes just taking it to the market and getting most eyeballs is usually how you net the most. So once I know what your main goal is, you want to net the most amount of money, or do you just want to get the hell out of here? I can make it happen. It's not about giving them a set solution, but just giving them their options. And then what I found is that when you start selling through options, you're already closing the entire time. I could care less what option they pick because I'm gonna get paid on all of them. But it's not about what I'm going to think is right for them. It's about what they need. I'm just filling their order.
And a lot of times I just throw out there, and you have an option to do nothing,
Yeah. And you don't have to 100%,
Absolutely.
When you're approaching it, you're not approaching it don't approach it like get rid of the commission breath, because people feel that, right? You're like, people know when there's commission breath. You guys know what commission breath is. When you show up to a listing and you could just tell the guy needs a sale. All right. You got to get that out of your head. You got to show up. The whole point of the brand owner advocate is be an advocate for the seller. I mean, that's what we are. We have a fiduciary duty to sellers, guys. And I believe that fiduciary duty to a seller is to show them all of their options in the transaction and then let them decide. They're big people. These are grown folks. Nothing we say is going to tell them to steer them towards this way or that way or this way. My job is to give them all their options, and then they can decide which one they want to go. That's sort of the mentality behind it. And when you approach it that way, I feel like you'll, at least for me, I mean, I don't know how each of your selling styles are, but when you approach it that way, I feel like you just have more of a conversation and you're just painting out different options. This is what real estate investors are really good at. If you ever go to any wholesalers and the rehabbers, they're really good at sitting down at a kitchen table with a homeowner and showing them and justifying why they can only pay X amount of money for it.
That's exactly what I do. I'm an investor. I'm not an agent. And that's exactly the approach I take. It's let's lay all your cards on the table, and then you tell me at the end of this which one you select and works best for you. So
let's role play this a little bit. So you as an investor, with all these agents on the horn here, you're licensed, right? Are you a licensed agent?
No. I go direct to seller.
But do you have a license, a real estate license?
No.
Oh, well, if you did, you could get a referral fee to all these guys when you turn these down. That's exactly what all of our wholesalers and investors are doing.
Yep.
Because you're just monetizing it.
Right.
But yeah,
I do a lot of creative financing, so I'm kind of wary of that.
Love it. Yeah. So that's great. I love that. This is all about, I don't care what hole they fall in. I just care I do right by the seller. And then you monetize one of the options. And I know at the end of the day, no one else is given options. So I just know that we're sticking out,
And usually
quick question for you, Mike, because I've gone on some where you get them the instant cash offer. We go down the right, we check the investors. They don't like the option. And then they're kind of I find them stuck in this middle ground. It's like, oh, I wanted more for the cash. And then I'm showing them, hey, listing would be a good idea, but then they're stuck in the middle. What advice would you have for that? Where they're
net sheets, side-by-side comparisons all day.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I would suggest for the fixing list as well. The fixing list, if you're showing them like, look, it's going to cost $20,000, but the ROI is going to be 60,000. Then it's a no-brainer.
Yep. You got to list it out for them like side by side, because once they see it, then it makes sense. They have to see the numbers and see the options on paper. And you guys could use our calculator for that too. That does a good job of just sort of laying them out side by side and like, oh, I get it. Because remember, a fixing list, yes, we could sell your house and flip your own house for you. But if you have to sell fast, that's not an option because we only have 60 days.
Mm-hmm.
So they're still, and remember, like they may have to move out of the property if they're getting their floors done for a few days. There's an inconvenience to that too. Most people, once they realize that, are like, okay, fine, I'll just list it.
Mm-hmm. Right,
Well,
but
this
using
is
it,
good
do you
stuff.
use
This is good
Listing
stuff.
Advocate for the side by side? Be showing, because I've used that for, but I didn't see like the fix and list option there. Is there one for that?
Let me log in.
Because I've used the one
How are
for-
we on time, Tom?
Well, you know what? We're doing great. We've got a couple more minutes, so let's answer this question. And then you can go ahead and bring it home with a final comment.
I gotta dig up the calculator. I don't know if I'll have time to pop it in.
So, yes,
Let
so
me,
the
let me
bottom
pop
line,
this in.
while you're finding that, you know, I mentioned the MOFR. Make an offer for instant response. We've got to do that in this shifting market, okay? Whatever it is, when I first started, it was, hey, we'll give you a free estimate of value. We'll give you a free EOV.
Yep.
I'll forget that. No one will do that, you know? So now, hey, instant cash offer, we give
Okay,
you
I got it.
options. And then the other thing that I was going to mention is people are still buying and selling. I mean, oh my gosh, let me pull up. Okay, yesterday in our market, we had 119 new listings. We had 88 new pending sales. We had 42 expires. People are buying and selling. It's the 5 Ds: death, divorce, diplomas, daily grind, and dividends. I mean, you know, people are buying and
Diapers.
selling. We have to differentiate ourselves. We have to be out there in front of them because we provide more value. We don't want in a weak moment our clients to get in the hands of a weak agent. Okay, Mike, back to you.
So you can use, so if you're gonna use this to submit the offers or not, if you're doing the fix and list, I'll just use this as an example. All right, sir, in your current condition, your house is worth about $1 million. If we had a 6% listing, there's your total cost of selling. Your net or your walkaway is going to be about $918,000. Now, if I understand, you told me that you want 1.2 million, and in today's condition, I'm sorry, it's not worth 1.2 million. Don't shoot me. However, I might have a solution for you. If we take out the shag carpeting and upgrade the kitchen a little bit, we need about $25,000 worth of work. Do you have that? No. Okay. Well, if we did put about $25,000 work, I think I could sell it for 1.2. This would be your new cost of sales, and that would be your new realized net.
Okay, that's perfect. Yeah, I didn't really use the prep for repairs, and now that's super helpful seeing that piece, because the instant sale is great down at the cash. I've done that in a lot of appointments where I just showed them right away the cash, and it works really well because some are like, oh no, I could never do that.
Sure.
And then they want to, like you said, kind of go back to the listing, but just hearing the option of what it was creates a lot of value for them.
Calculator, you have to join Owner Advocate to get access to it, which you guys have a free account. Tom got you guys all certifications through Owner's Advocate if you want to use it. Tom has the link for that. He could share it with you guys.
Tom, did you get me and Dom one of those?
Oh, 100%. It's in our link.
Okay, cool.
You
Thanks,
bet.
Tom.
Hey, absolutely. Hey, Mike, if anyone wants to reach out, how do they get a hold of you?
Check out our podcast. This is my website, realestatemarketingdude.com. Feel free to check out our podcast, and there's a bunch of content on here. We do a bunch of things. Owner Advocate is a listing tool. Real Estate Marketing Dude is a video content creation company for real estate agents. So we script that and distribute videos for people. But you could go visit the sites, and if you have questions, there's a ton of content on both of them. So my advice is just absorb. But
This is awesome.
whatever you do, get loud. That's all that matters
That's
right now.
right.
Get really loud.
That's right. So, okay, this is, if any of you want to hear this again, it's on my own personal Facebook page. Just go to Tom Daves and you'll see this video. And if you have any questions or if you need any more information, you can either reach out to Mike or you can reach out to me on my personal Facebook page, send me a message or put a comment at this post. Now you all got your inspiration. Let's put in the perspiration. Thanks, Mike. Thanks, everyone. Have a great weekend.
See you guys.
See you later.
Mike.
Thanks, guys.